Hey everybody, welcome again back to the Finding Fish fishing show. We had a great lineup for you today. Got some beautiful fishing footage for you as always. Want to share our adventures out with you and talk with you a little bit about some equipment and some different kind of fish. Video won't be that long. As always, press the subscribe button and know that the professor is in, and let's go fishing. Hey, so glad that you were able to come back with us here for another video here on the fishing channel or finding fish. We always looking for fish, always finding fish, looking for fish for the physical fish and also for the spiritual fish. You know, it's who we are. If we your cup of tea, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. You've been so beautiful. We're now over 100. We're growing. And I'm hearing that you love my style of videos because y'all know I commentate my videos. I give color commentation and everything that I do. Rocking Queen City today, Queen City kayak fishing over here today. And of course, I always try to bring y'all some of the goodest, best products I use. Also, I'm going to give a shout out to, see if we can get some focus here. Kayak Fishing with Christ. I don't know if you can see it blends in so good. Kayak Fishing with Christ. I told Santiago that I will rock this hat every single tournament this year. And so far, I have rocked it every single tournament this year. So I will be wearing this, representing kayak fishing with Christ, because you carry Christ with you everywhere, no matter where you go. So this past week, yesterday, we fished the No Limit series given by Native Watercraft, which is out of one of my clubs out in Queen City in Charlotte, North Carolina, owned by Benny Ferrari. And man, y'all know I fished that before, won $1,000 on the very first hour. So I was looking forward to it. We went to Jordan Lake. Jordan Lake is not that far from the home. It's number 7 in Bass Lake. It's a lot of big fish in that lake. And I traditionally, every time I fished it, have hanged at least a big one. Every single time. So of course, everybody else is running down the Santee. Of course, we know the donkey's in there. It's just not been a donkey for me. In fact, I've never caught a fish out of Santee. And I fished it 4 times. And Moultrie like 3 times. I don't know what it is with South Carolina fishing and me. We just have not figured it out. But I bet you when I figure it out, I'm going to figure it out. But at any rate, so I went over to Lake Jordan yesterday, got there early, double dip with the guys from CKA. Shout out to CKA, Eric Nelson and the crew over there. Went there with them, and we got started at 6:30, got right out there. Went to a couple of spots that I was told was supposed to be these spots, and I fished a little bit of everything. I threw a lot of swim jigs. Now I'm on to this swim jig thing, y'all, and we'll talk about that. And then I threw, y'all know I'm a jig guy anyway, so I threw my traditional, my football jigs and that stuff, and just nothing really was cracking. I think I had maybe 3 bites, and I caught 2 of those fish. One of them, of course, was a bowfin, aka grundle, aka mudfish. We call him a little bit of everything down here. I call him Mr. Dinosaur because he looks prehistoric and he has a mouth full of teeth. It's commonly mistaken for a snakehead. Let me see if I can pull that for you real quick on the screen so you can see. He is, here we go, right here. The bowfin is commonly known as a, here in the country, we call it a grundle. I've heard it called a mudfish because they say they be in the mud. Lake Jordan was quite muddy yesterday, and I was in one of the creeks, back creeks in the backside, so I knew it would be muddy, and I knew there was a good chance I might encounter this guy, but I was hoping I didn't, and I did. But please make no mistake about it. This is not a snakehead. This is a bowfin. Some people eat these things. Personally, I'm not going to touch it. In fact, I didn't even want to touch it, and I'm going to show you that in our video today. But I'm a good friend of mine, Henry Vajagan. So if you're into this kind of thing, Henry has a blog. Shout out to Henry. Welcome to Bowfin Country. Bowfincountry.com is Henry Vajagan's blog there, and he talks about bowfins and all kinds of stuff. Henry is a great writer, college professor over at Carolina. Yeah, the Carolina. I'm a state guy. Go Pat. But at any rate, Henry, great fisherman, great kayak fisherman. He talks about fishing for these things actually in Jordan Lake. So I want to give Henry a shout out to that great writing. Yeah, I love Henry's writing, and I promise you that you will love it too. He just has a style, and he's so detailed with a little New York flair. He's a New York guy. New York, I think New York or Pitt, one of them, or maybe both of them. So Henry, if I'm wrong, please forgive me. But love Henry to death. Great guy. He's taught me a lot about kayak fishing. Continues to introduce me and tell me things on the business side of kayak fishing as I try to navigate and understand it and why things are the way they are. He's really big in KBF. I think he does a lot of writing for them also. So give him a look if you want. So I know I'm not gonna hold it any longer, but I also want to tell you all a little bit about the equipment you use, because I want you to take notice of how superb the equipment works. Equipment is important. It's important. I learned in fishing over the years. Yes, you can catch a fish on a Walmart rod. There's nothing wrong with it. If that's what you could afford, that's what your boy was for a number of years. However, if you can graduate and you can get better equipment, you want to. So, bam! What did I do? Y'all know me. Shouldn't have did it, but I did it. Got the Icon the Icon Cashin. How can I forget? Saw Mr. Cashin last week. I'm fortunate enough, the Cashin store is right here in North Carolina on my way to work. So sometimes on my way to work, I stop in. On my way home, I stop in. And I picked up that John Cruz swim rod, the new John Cruz swim rod. I've taken this out 3 times. I've caught 2 nice fish on it, including this bowfin. This thing has it has micro guides on it. Let me see. Y'all know me, I have my little floats. It comes with the cover, of course. And I mean, look at this tip on this thing, y'all. I mean, it's just incredible. And you will see, I want you to see how that tip handles that fish, because that is a big fish that I caught in there. The tip handle that, of course, y'all know I'm a lose guy when it comes to the reels. I am. Rules here, lose just this, the simple mock smash. I found this one to be the stronger one out of all the mocks for whatever reason, and I have several of them. And then I have some good old braid on here, and I was swim jigging, of course. You can't go wrong with black and blue. So I went with black and blue, swim that thing around, and this black and blue jig here has been quite productive. So this swim jig thing is new for me, but I'm getting it. Nice Kevlar here. I mean, you won't be disappointed. It's a little pricey for some people. I think this might have been right about $260 out the door. But remember, cash and rods, if you break it or anything like that, I think you pay like a $60 fee and they'll replace it. I just wish they had one on if you drop one in the water, because I did drop a cash on in Lake Jordan last year and I'm still sick about it. So that's why you see the rod float. Talk about me if you want. I don't care. Peter's going to always have a rod float on because I drop it in the water, it worked. It was cheap and it gets the job done. I know some say, oh, you got the thing with the bud and all that. I don't know. I'm still out on that. But the sensitivity of this thing is ridiculous. I mean, you can feel every little tic-tac, especially when I'm fishing a worm. It is just straight up ridiculous. I have several of their rods. Shh, don't tell nobody. That's why I had to win the bass thing last year. Natives thing, so I can afford these suckers. So I just reinvested back in my fishing. So all my winnings typically go back to my fishing, and I'm grateful for that. But enough of that. Let's show you this beautiful, beautiful, as they would say, the bean footage. All right. So here we go. Lake Jordan. In the back creek. On them in those trees. That's that swim jig. So the thing about the swim jig, I ain't gonna say it's impossible to get stuck, but it's pretty tough. I will get that. So I'm throwing it up in there and everything, trying to catch a bedding bass. Soon I got one over there bedding somewhere. You'll see. Look how that load up. Look how that load is. That thing just handling that load. I'm reeling. I saw that thing swim over like I saw how big it was. I said, oh my God, here's my big fish. $1,000 payday right here on the line. No, $1,300. You see, it's fighting. I'm thinking, okay. I'm getting a better look at it as it gets to the boat. And I notice what it is. I said, oh crap. Look at this thing get out of the water. Take a note how big and strong this fish is. I mean, I'm a big guy, but look how big this fish is. Bowfin. If you want some good bowfin action, Jordan Lake is where you want to go. And you see the rod just handling, and that tip is just swaying with that thing. That's what you want out of that. And now I'm trying to land this thing and not get bit. This thing got a mouth full of teeth like me. Mouth full of teeth. So I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Look at this. Look at your boy all flinching, water everywhere. He wetting all my snacks up. I'm like, okay. Now watch this. He jumps out of the net, y'all. Look at this. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this guy? Look at that. He jumped out the net. And now he's caught all up in the net. So I'm like, great. I gotta remove this hook. So always have a pair of pliers with you, and I happen to have my fish grabber down. Now, typically I don't need a fish grabber, but I'm glad I had it in the boat today, because I would have been in trouble. So you see, I'm guiding for it here, even though I have it tethered to the boat. It ain't giving me a lot of distance, but it's enough for me to get where I need to get. So you see, it's tethered to the boat. I leave it in all the time because they actually weigh a fish on it. You see, I'm being all sneaky. I'm nervous. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous, y'all. That thing messed me because I see. I'm looking at them teeth. You can't see my eyes, but I'm looking at all the teeth in that dude's mouth, man. He's like a little shark. So I'm like, okay, how close can I get to this mouth and not get bit? So, you know, look at my hand shaking. I know. Call it on me, but I am shaking. Because I'm like, dude, I am not trying to get bit. Because I'm too far away, and I don't want to get a tetanus shot or whatever the case may be. So I finally get the hook out, that swim jig, got him here connected, and we just going to drop him off and call that deal done. Boy. So I'm done with that deal.
I know y'all laughing at me and saying, Pete, you scared? Yeah, I do not like the fish. Do not like the fish. I just want to get it out of there and be done with it. Again, though, I want you to see how the equipment perform. Don't forget, you get a chance to go out and
purchase good equipment, because it does matter. It does matter in how it performs and how you can handle things. In fact, let me switch this over. Boom. There's that swim jig rod right there. No, I'm not sponsored by Cashin, but Mr. Cashin, I need to be on your team. Hey, we selling rods right now. But anyway, like I said, I like the rods, number one, because they're local. They're American made, and they're right here in North Carolina, and I like supporting everything that's North Carolina. That's just how I'm wired. I'm sorry. But the swim jig rod, y'all saw how it performed. I would have had a video for my last tournament, but I caught the fish at the end of the day. Cameras were gone. Video was gone. So didn't get that fish. But that was a solid. That was another epic bass fight. Jumping all over the place. Again, on this swim jig rod. This is starting to be my favorite deal. I like jigging. Y'all know jigs catch big fish. I don't know what it is about it, but they catch big fish. I ain't gonna say knock on wood, catch a really small fish on a jig unless it was a micro. But the jigs do catch the big ones. Swim jig rod from Cashin, the new one. The John Cruz. You want that better. Oh, by the way, I know somebody's going to ask, how big is it? It is 7'3". It's a mod fast, medium heavy. You put 12 to 65 pound line on this. 1/4 ounce to 1.5 ounces. So that's big boy. 1.5 ounces. Tell you it's feather light. Very well balanced. I mean, it's got a little keep on there. Yeah. I think this is a Fuji seat on here, if I can't remember. But great rod. Nonetheless, hey, I hope that you enjoyed the video, that you got a lot out of that. Bowfin fishing. That was not my intent. I was trying to put bass in the boat, y'all. I was, but it didn't work out this time. But I had a great time. I got there safe, got back safely. Guys made some great cash this week. I didn't make any. But for me, it's not about that. It's about, the opportunity to get on the water and just enjoy this country that God has given us. You all take care. Until next time, hit the subscribe button. Share this with somebody else. Go out and check Henry's blog, Bowfin Country. Go support Henry. Go read his stuff. Great guy, good information. And until next time, peace.